Hi, my name is Mateo Diaz.
Hi, my name is Sierra.
I'm Connor Tate.
Hi, I'm Talia.
Hi, I am Leslie Calderon.
My name is Jason.
I'm Comoris.
I'm CJ.
Hi there, I'm Mr. Dominguez. I'm the new principal here at San Rafael High School.
I'm in my second year in the Academy of Engineering and Technology here. We have this great new STEM building here. Last year we built bridges, rockets, and trebuchets. I think that the art classes are a great opportunity for students to have a chance to express themselves the way they want to.
I really like taking ceramics at San Rafael High School. For example, I made this pumpkin plate.
And in the end, you just get this really cool art piece and you get to share that with your family and friends.
And I love the community in our classroom.
Football is it's a good building community experience. It's like a family, and a ton of people come to the football games.
Our school is a very robust drama program. We usually have a fall play and a spring musical. You get to make a great community with all your friends there. There's fun costuming, sets.
Sailing is a night PE class. We'll go into the adventure room, we'll do flag football sometime, and then on Saturdays, we get to go out onto the water and actually sail.
The building itself is just beautiful. A beautiful mix of old architecture, new architecture. It really speaks to the tradition of the SR community past and looks at what we're going to be in the future.
I think ASB is a really awesome class. We plan dances, we do every spirit week. We also do a lot with rallies. We just really trying to boost school spirit. I think Santa Fe is a really great school. I really like the community here, and I'm really excited for what ASB is going to put on this year.
When I say that we have programs for each and every student, I mean that. We have programs that are helping every single ability level, and from students with learning disabilities all the way to students that are high performing and AP courses as well. I love our school spirit, I love our kindness, all of the programs we have for students in the community. I think it's one of the best schools I've ever been a part of, and I'm so excited to share it with you. Go Dogs! Let's do some introductions. So like I said, my name is Joe Dominguez. I'm the principal here at San Rafael. And now I'd like for each of the individuals on those slides to speak up and introduce themselves to the larger group. And so let's start with Mr. Brunet and Mr. De La Rosa.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeremy. I've been at San Rafael High School for about 9 years. I teach study skills and social studies. And I'm also a coach here. I'm excited to get this going.
Mr. De La Rosa.
How's it going, everyone? Jose De La Rosa. I am an avid teacher, a study skills teacher, and then a PE teacher, doing the study skills for this. So look forward, and I've been here for 7 years now in different capacities.
Mr. Ortiz and Mazariego.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ana Ortiz. I'm the newcomer and ELD counselor. This is my 3rd year.
Hi, everyone. I'm Claire Mazariegos. I am the Bridge Program Counselor. For those of you who don't know, it's a newcomer program catered to our 16 and 17-year-old newly arrived students. And I've been here for about 6 years in different capacities and 3 years as a counselor.
Okay, next up we have Ms. Sonnenberg.
My name's Jill Sonnenberg. This is my 2nd year at SR in the capacity of a teacher on special assignment, which means we are trying to build capacity in 2 short years. My background is in libraries, and while it's my 2nd year at SR, I've been in public education for about 20. And I'm really looking forward to getting to work with you.
Going into my 2nd year as the head football coach here and 1st year as the athletic director. I've been coaching football for going into my 9th season. I'm really excited about offering some extra resources to our student athletes so that they can work on their time management and get some extra help to stay on top of both sides of being a student athlete.
The last person who you'll get to meet, just not today at this breakout, or in this session rather, is Ms. Thurston. And she's been an English teacher with us for multiple years, and she's taking on an additional role in supporting students that are taking their very first advanced placement class or AP class. We've worked really hard at increasing the diversity that are represented in our AP classes, but it's not enough just to make sure students are enrolled in an honors or an AP class. We need to make sure that we're providing them with the supports on how to be successful in a college level course. And so she's helping us serve as almost a case manager, and you're going to be helping her with making sure that the students that we are enrolling in the AP classes are then going to be successful and prepared for the AP exams.
she'll be here for you all to meet next week as well. The other folks that I'd like you to be aware of, you won't interact with them a whole lot, but it's important to know the leadership of the school. And so in addition to me being the principal, I have a few assistant principals as well. Let me get this up on your screen. So the two assistant principals that work directly under me are Armando Oseguera and Casey Shannon. Their emails and phone numbers are listed there. And then we also have Allison Dampino, who is our Dean of Students, and she predominantly works with the students that are needing some behavioral support or discipline, like we typically call it. So, like I was alluding to earlier, our systems work really well for high achieving students, and they take full advantage of all of the programs that you saw in that video. What I want to focus on is how do we get even more students to take advantage of what we have for them. We are a sprawling campus of 1,400 students, and we have something for everyone. We just need to make sure that they are actively accessing it. And the way teenagers work that I learned over the years is many of them will do exactly what they need to do. Some of them need that extra push and force to say, you may not want to do something that's good for you in the long run, but you get to. And then, by the time they leave us, or maybe even years later, they'll come back and thank us for providing them the opportunities that they didn't know they wanted in the moment. So to increase our academic standing and really help students meet the potential that they deserve, we have three main priorities this year. It's making sure that our students are coming to school each and every day academically prepared, meaning they have the supplies that they need. They are Bulldog ready, which we'll talk about in a bit. We want to make sure that they're focused in their class for the academics, and we want to make sure that we provide them the support. In education, you'll hear teachers and leaders say all the time that we believe every student can learn. And it's not just enough to believe, and that's the key. You have to actively want the students to learn and believe that they can and expect them to. I think what I've learned over the years is when you expect people to do something, they'll rise to that expectation, just so long as you have all of the steps in play for them to get the help that they need. So those are the three main areas of focus for our campus. Now, let's see what that looks like in implementation. So each and every day, our students are expected to come to school Bulldog ready. That means they're on time to class, they have something to write on, something to write with, and they have a charged Chromebook. Those are the basic supplies that they need in every single class. Now, each class might have other additional expectations, but these are the school-wide 4 areas Bulldog, a student needs to be Bulldog ready. I also mentioned that I wanted our students to be focused in class, which means we're pulling away the temptation of social media and the cell phone, because we've learned that when students have access to that device, it is messing with their mental health and they're not engaged in the learning. So in each and every class, students are putting up their phones in a pocket chart, or their phone is out and away and not visible. The moment it comes out, it gets locked away. We are coming down pretty strict on that because I need them engaged in what is happening in that classroom. So again, each and every student is academically prepared and ready to learn. Now, the next part is, now that I have them in class and we're cracking down on tardies, and now that they're not distracted by their cell phones, I need to make sure that we also provide them the support that they need. So this year, we've implemented a study skills course for our 9th grade students that came to us from middle schools, maybe demonstrating some struggle in some key areas, math, science, English, for example. They are enrolled in study skills where they're going to get high school readiness support by Mr. Brunet and Mr. De La Rosa, and they're going to get weekly tutoring from you. We also are implementing a new policy in what we call our advisory period. Now, in advisory, this is the opportunity for students to visit with teachers or to attend seminars for tutorial. It is embedded time every Wednesday and every Friday for students to make the most of their time. They need extra time for a lab or an extra time for a test or need just any sort of help, it's built in the day. Because what we're noticing is we have a hard time getting to students before school and after school for various reasons, right? There might be family commitments or job commitments, and it's harder to make sure that they're here getting the help that they need. We have it built in the day, and they have to make a deliberate choice of how they're going to spend that time. And many of you are going to help us during that period as well. We already talked about support for our new AP students. We have a large number of students that are newcomers. They're brand new to the United States and they're brand new to our community. And I want to make sure that they don't fall through the cracks and feel alone, right? Everything's new to them. And so now we're throwing them into a public high school and expecting them to do well. It's not okay. We want to make sure that they're provided the support as well. So that's one of the things you're here to help me with as well. We want to provide tutoring for all of our students. And the way we can do this, because with 1,400 students and about 70 plus staff, the numbers aren't working for us. And so we need extensions. We need students like you that have high school experience that wasn't too far ago or not too long ago on our campus, mentoring our students and giving them the benefit of what you know and helping them be successful because you can relate to them. And with counselors that have caseloads with over several hundred, we need an extension to help them out as well. And I'm really looking forward to the partnership that we have together. And so with that, before I get into some policies, and because I feel like I'm talking to myself because right now I don't see any of you when I'm sharing the screen, I can answer some quick questions about what I've covered so far, if there's anything pressing before we get into some common expectations that I have for everyone. It's okay if there's not. This is called wait time. So I usually just wait until it feels a little bit more awkward. Okay, so I'm going to move forward. So now I'm going to share with you some just common expectations, and this comes from multiple years of experience. When I was in college, I was also a tutor for the AVID program. And so I just want to kind of share with you the benefit of what's going to come up, because now you're working with teenagers. And if you've never worked with teenagers before, you just need to be prepared. And since the age gap between you and the students that are here isn't very great, I want to make sure that we're very clear on some of the expectations there. First and foremost, we are a safe and inclusive campus. And so what that means is every student has a right to attend school free from discrimination and hate speech of any form. Examples include, and they are not limited to, derogatory terms and statements based on race, religion, appearance, gender, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, etc. So now, as a staff person on our campus, even though you're volunteering your time, you are an adult that they look up to. And so they expect you to step in and to interrupt anytime you hear anything that is inappropriate. Even if you feel or hear a student laughing it off, that is a natural reaction to something that has made them feel uncomfortable. As the adults in the room, if you hear any form of hate, racism, or homophobia, etc., we have a responsibility and an expectation to jump in, regardless of who's uncomfortable or not. We are uncomfortable as the adults because we don't stand for it. So if you hear something, you must interrupt it in that moment and let the students know that is not okay. We don't do that here. And you need to let your teacher advisor know what happened so that we can properly report it. It is not okay to just let it go by without any sort of a reaction. We have to do something. Now, when we interrupt those moments, it's important not to engage in an argument or a back and forth with the student. The only thing you need to do is let the student know that it's not okay. Now, after that, they're teenagers, they make decisions, right? They will choose to either obey what you ask them to do or not, but you've satisfied the expectation that I have for you. The next step would then be to use your teacher to help you, and they'll have some additional skills on how to notify the front office to make sure the students follow our expectations. Now, to go back, not only is this an expectation as a school-wide policy, it's also the law. So Title VI and Title IX outlines our responsibility and our obligation to make sure our students feel safe and are safe while they're on campus. So make sure you're following that. Now, you want to know a more clear definition of harassment. It's any time someone or some people keep saying or doing something to a student, even if the students don't want them to and have tried to stop it. And there's some reminders there about the legalities therein. Now, how to handle it. All staff, immediate appropriate action through interruption. Speak up. As awkward as it might feel, even if they weren't talking to you or to the whole class, it's just something you overhear off to the side, we have to interrupt it. Make sure the student feels safe. Follow up with strategies to eliminate a hostile environment. Then you're going to notify us and we're going to conduct an investigation to make sure the students feel safe. If you're ever not sure how to handle it, you should ask us, we'll help you out. Now, what's also important is when you're talking with the victim of bullying or harassment or hate speech, it's best to not do it in front of a large group, right? Anytime we're redirecting folks about behavior, they're going to put on a certain front or face, depending, and yeah, that could be true of the victim or the person who made who used the language. It's important to kind of separate them from an audience and do or have your conversations one-on-one, or again, let the teacher leader, if they're readily available, handle the situation for you. And then this is just another slide reminding you to make a report. So once you interrupt the incident, you should let somebody know so we can help you out with the next step. Now, I also want to talk about some additional expectations. So privacy and boundary. So let's talk about social media and contact. You have a professional responsibility with their students. You're going to get to know them quite well. In fact, I encourage you to build professional, long-lasting relationships with them while they're under your care. But it's important that you keep the appropriate separation between your role as a professional and their role as a student. So it's important not to share your social media accounts with them and not to share your personal contact information. They should not be interacting with you outside of the confines of your role here with us. I would also recommend, if it's not already, making your social media accounts private. Obviously, that's not something that I can require you to do, but it's highly recommended, because once our students start to get to know you really well and caring for you, they're going to then try to add you to whatever platforms that you have. And so it's important to keep your private life separate from your professional life. Demeanor and communication. Always be professional and appropriate with our students. They're teenagers. They are going to at times try to get under your skin and push your buttons. The less you let them do that, the more you're going to win. As the adults on this campus, we're never not in charge. We are in charge of the situation. We tell the students what we expect them to do. We don't ever have to engage in an argument or fight with them. They are going to make choices, right? They will choose whether they should do what we ask them to do or not. And when they don't, we know who they are. We know their schedule. We know who their parents are. We have their phone numbers. We know where they live. So the worst that they can do is just completely defy you. And we have a system for that, a process. So never get so hot or let them get so under your skin that you explode. Really control your patience. And if you need a moment away from them, then take that moment away. But by and large, our students are amazing. It's just that every once in a while, they push our buttons a bit. So our responsibility is to de-escalate the situation and set our boundaries and expectations for them, and then they choose from there. So then we will hold them accountable using our disciplinary system here on campus. And model an expectation. Be kind, expect excellence from them under no circumstances, no matter how much they fight and they don't want to do something and it's in their best interest, we're going to expect them to excel as scholars on this campus. And we will remind them that we have all of the support that they need. And commonly, if they're pushing back or if they're showing up late or if they're exhibiting certain behaviors, it's because there's something else going on that we need to get to the root to. So we always have to act as the professionals and the practitioners of their education, and always have their best interest in mind. If you're ever not sure how to handle a situation, use your teacher or use us in the front office to help you navigate it before it gets too far. All right, those are general expectations I have for everybody. When we get rolling, I'll also share some logistics with you, like how to make sure we don't tag your car for parking and all of that, but I'll communicate that to you via your teacher advisor when we're ready to do that. But in general, when you're coming here, you will try to park in our front lot in any of the spots that either say staff or that don't have any markings at all. But please don't park in spots that say reserved or visitors. So you can park in staff parking and you can park in the student parking. But depending on the time that you're coming, anticipate having a difficult time with parking. So I advise coming early. Okay. And with that, I think we're ready to go into breakout groups.